Before we start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe right now, because only here on Jikook Lover you'll get the hottest, fastest, and most emotional updates about Jimin, Jungkook, and BTS. Now imagine this. An airport suddenly stops breathing. Screams echo through the terminal. Cameras shake. Fans cry before anything even happens. And in the middle of all that chaos, two figures walk side by side like they're tied together by an invisible string. Why were Jimin and Jungkook caught walking so close again? Why did one simple glance make thousands of fans burst into tears? And what really happened at Lisbon Airport before BTS flew back to Korea? Trust us, this wasn't just a normal departure. This was a moment the world can't stop talking about. Lisbon was supposed to be quiet that morning. Soft sunlight poured through the massive glass windows of the airport terminal, reflecting off polished floors and rows of empty seats. The air smelled faintly of coffee and fresh pastries from nearby cafes. Rolling suitcases hummed gently across the tiles. Flight announcements echoed calmly overhead. Everything felt normal, peaceful, ordinary, until one single rumor changed everything. At first, it was just a whisper online. A blurry photo, a short message. BTS is heading to Lisbon Airport. They're flying back to Korea today. That was all it took. Within minutes, group chats exploded. Social media timelines went wild. Twitter trends shot up like fireworks. BTS Lisbon, Jikook, and airport departure climbed to the top worldwide faster than anyone could process. Fans didn't walk to the airport. They ran. Some skipped breakfast. Some canceled work. Some jumped into taxis without even thinking twice. Because for ARMY, this wasn't just another airport sighting. This felt like goodbye. And goodbyes always hurt the most. By the time the first security gates opened, Lisbon Airport no longer looked like an airport. It looked like a concert venue. Hundreds, then thousands of fans filled every corner. Phones were already raised in the air. Hands were shaking. Some people were already crying before the members even appeared. The energy was tense, heavy, like everyone's heart was beating at the exact same rhythm. Then suddenly, movement. Security teams stepped forward. Black cars outside, doors opening. And just like that, they appeared, one by one. Hoodies, caps, masks, casual outfits, walking quickly, surrounded by tight protection. But no matter how covered they were, everyone knew. It was them. The screams erupted instantly. Jimin, Jungkook, BTS, we love you. The sound bounced off the walls like thunder. Phones zoomed in. Cameras flashed nonstop. Hands reached out desperately, as if they could freeze the moment forever. And then, something happened. Something small. Something that lasted maybe 3 seconds. But those 3 seconds changed everything. Jimin and Jungkook, walking side by side, too close to be random, too synchronized to be accidental. Their steps matched perfectly, like they practiced it without even realizing. Shoulders nearly brushing. Jungkook slightly turning his head toward Jimin, as if checking whether he was okay. Jimin lowering his gaze with that soft, familiar smile fans knew too well. A tiny smile, almost hidden, but not hidden enough. And that was it. The crowd lost control. Screams got louder. Some fans gasped. Others covered their mouths in shock. A few simply broke down, crying on the spot. Because it wasn't just walking. It felt like something deeper, something unspoken, something only they understood. Within minutes, videos of that moment flooded the internet. 3 seconds. That's all it took. 3 seconds that turned into millions of views. Comments exploded. Why are they always together? This is not a coincidence. The way he looked at him. I'm crying. Jikook is real and you can't tell me otherwise. The clip spread across TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, faster than wildfire. Even international media began picking it up. Because this wasn't just another celebrity departure. This was BTS. And this was Jikook. And every time those two stand next to each other, the world notices. But Lisbon felt different. There was something heavier in the air. Maybe it was the end of their schedule. Maybe it was exhaustion. Or maybe it was something more emotional than anyone expected. As they moved closer to the gate, fans started crying louder. Not screaming, crying, like they were watching someone they loved disappear slowly. And then came the moment nobody was ready for. Jungkook suddenly slowed down. Just for a second. He stopped. turned around, looked back at the crowd. Thousands of fans waving, shouting, crying his name. Then, he turned his head slightly toward Jimin. Their eyes met, only for a heartbeat, but it felt like time froze. The look wasn't dramatic. It wasn't exaggerated. It was quiet, soft, comforting, like two people silently saying, "I'm here." And somehow, that made everything hurt even more. Another wave of screams, more tears, more cameras shaking. Fans later called it the look. That one glance that felt too warm, too gentle, too real to just be friendship. Speculation exploded again. Were they comforting each other? Were they sad to leave? Or was there a story behind the scenes fans still didn't know? No one had answers, but everyone had feelings. And sometimes, feelings are louder than facts. Soon after, they disappeared past the gate. Gone. Just like that, the terminal slowly returned to normal. The noise faded. The crowd thinned. Lisbon Airport became quiet again. But online, the chaos had just begun. Millions of views, endless debates, fan theories everywhere. Because somehow, a simple airport walk had turned into one of the most emotional BTS moments of the year. Not because of drama, not because of scandals, but because of something so simple. Connection, comfort. The plane had already disappeared into the clouds, yet nobody at Lisbon Airport was ready to go home. It was strange. The runway was empty again. The gates had closed. Staff returned to their routines. Cleaning machines hummed softly across the floor as if nothing extraordinary had just happened. But for the fans who stayed behind, time felt stuck. Some were still staring at their phone screens, replaying the same 3-second clip over and over again. Others sat on the cold floor, hugging their banners tightly to their chests like fragile memories they weren't ready to let go of. A few were crying quietly, not loud sobs, just silent tears, the kind that fall when your heart feels too full. Because what they witnessed didn't feel like a simple celebrity sighting. It felt personal, too personal, like watching a scene from a movie that wasn't meant for the public. Some fans began sharing stories right there in the terminal. I saw Jungkook slow down for him. Did you notice how Jimin waited? They always match each other's steps, always. Every tiny detail became evidence. Every second became a clue. It was almost like everyone was trying to piece together a puzzle that had never officially existed. And yet somehow, everyone could feel it. Back online, the internet was on fire. Fan edits were uploaded within minutes. Slow motion versions, zoomed in cuts, soft music layered over their glances. Screenshots circled with captions like, "Look here," and "this part." The moment had transformed. From reality into legend. Why is everyone crying over an airport video? But ARMY understood. Because with BTS, airports were never just airports. They were chapters. They were transitions. They were the quiet spaces between loud stages and flashing lights. The rare moments when masks slipped and emotions felt real. Raw. Unfiltered. And maybe that's why the Jimin and Jungkook moment hit harder than anything else. There were no performances. No scripts. No cameras they were posing for. Just two people walking side by side, naturally choosing each other's space without even thinking. And sometimes, the most honest things are the ones you don't try to show. Hours later, news outlets across different countries began replaying the footage. Korean media, Portuguese blogs, international fan sites. Everyone wanted to talk about the same thing. Not the flight, not the schedule, not the outfits, but them. Their closeness, their quiet connection, their almost magnetic pull toward each other. And as night slowly fell over Lisbon, one question refused to disappear from timelines, comment sections, and late-night fan discussions. If this is how they act when they think nobody's really watching, then what kind of story unfolds when the cameras are gone? What are we missing in the spaces between those small glances, those careful steps, those silent looks only they understand?